Hi, continuing Home of the Brave from the backyard this time. Um, we're starting on page 76, which is lunch. Okay, and to do a quick recap, Keck, Keck's class left saying moo to each other. Moo. Okay. Lunch. After much schooling, a sound comes like a great bee buzzing. The bell means lunch, Mr. Franklin explains. He gives me a small piece of blue paper. This is for your food. Thank you very much, I say in my most polite English words. But I don't understand how the paper can help my noisy belly. You give the paper to the cooking people, and they will give you food, Mr. Franklin explains. Tastes much better than paper, he laughs. Well, usually anyway. The eating room is grand with long tables, and strange and wonderful smells, and many students chattering. I stand in a line, and soon kind, white-hatted people fill my plate high with food. Ahead of me, I see the snowball girl named Hannah from my building. She says, "Don't eat the mystery meat if you value your life." Then she points to a brown, wet pile on my plate and makes a face that says, "Bad taste." When my tray is heavy with the gifts of food, I stand still in the stream of students. I don't know where to go to enjoy my feast. Hannah waves. "Follow me," she says. "I'll tell you what's safe to eat." "Oh, but it's all so fine," I say. She shakes her head. "Keck, you've got a lot to learn." Page 79, Fries. We sit at one of the long tables. Nearby are two students from my class, Jaime, the boy from Guatemala, and Nishan, the girl from Ethiopia. "Hey," Jaime says. "Hey," I say back, but I can't talk anymore because my mouth is already full of new tastes. "Excuse me," I say when I've swallowed at last, "but what is this amazing food?" I hold up a brown stick. "Fry," Hannah says, "one of the 5 major food groups." "This fry? It grows in your America ground?" I ask. Hannah laughs. "A sound like bells on a windy day. I suppose you could say that." "You're Keck, right?" "I know because I asked your cousin." Hannah passes me a paper cup filled with strange and beautiful red food. "Ketchup," she says. "You dip your fries in it." I do what she says, then eat. "You're a fine cook," I say. Hannah and Jaime and Nishan laugh. I'm glad I found enough words to make people happy. When a friend laughs, it's always a good surprise. Never having fries and ketchup? What do you guys think about that? Not knowing. Sounds like he's finding things in America he likes. "I see your cousin at the apartment sometimes," Hannah says. "He's a very quiet guy." I have to think for a moment. To eat such happy food and think about words at the same time is much work. "Gonwar," I say, "he has worries." "He seems kind of sad," Hannah says. I look at the fry in my hand, with its shiny coat of red. I want only to eat and not to remember. But Hannah's words tug like a tightrope on a calf's neck. "Gonwar lost his fathers and his sisters when the fighting came," I tell her. Hannah nods. Her eyes are blue and gray, or maybe green, I can't be sure. I remember a kind doctor at the camp with such eyes. "How did he lose his hand?" Hannah asks in a gentle voice. I don't know the words for this. Some English words I hope I never learn. "Men came with guns and knives to our village," I answer at last. "To be in such fighting," said Nishan, "is very bad." "And what about your family?" Jaime asks me. I stop eating. I take a breath. "My father and my brother Lowell were killed by the government men." I saw it. I pause as a memory pokes at me like a knife in my back. "I was lucky to see," I add. "Lucky?" Hannah asks. Her voice says she doesn't understand. Nishan looks at me with eyes that know of such things. Maybe Keck means lucky to know for sure, she explains. Not knowing it's the hardest. Yes, I agree, the hardest. How about your mom? Hannah asked softly. I... Guilt grabs my throat. I will not go back to that black... I will not go to that black place today. I try again. She'll come, I say. I'll wait here for her. Waiting is hard too, Hannah says, and I can see that she also knows sad places. I push my tray away and I'm not so hungry anymore. What do you think about that? Is knowing what happened better than not knowing for him? Home, page 85. I take the yellow bus home. I went ahead. Home. I take the school bus home. It's a long yellow car filled with screaming, laughing students and many paper balls wet with spit. I don't think it would be so easy to drive such a car. My aunt is sleeping when I get home. Ganwar enters with a white blanket under his arm. The washing machine's in the basement, he says. The what? I ask. The room way down at the bottom of the stairs. I'll show you later. He surprises me with a smile, like Lual might have made a big brother making trouble smile. You'll like doing the wash. It's my job, but if you want, I might let you help. Sure, I say, although I don't trust that mischief smile. I remember well how Lual and Ganwar used to tease and test me. Always I was the little child with foolish ideas and silly ways. Always they were too old to bother with me, unless it was for their own fun. The door to my aunt's room opens, and she comes out slowly, yawning and stretching. How was school? She says. You would not believe it, I say. They teach you and feed you, and I have my own desk. We're going to visit the zoo where animals live, and the planetarium where stars live. And I'm going to learn how to slam dunk in a class called, I messed that up. And I'm going to learn how to dunk slam in the class called PE. Slam dunk, Ganwar corrects. Good, my aunt says, good boy. And she fills a kettle with water to put on the cooking fire. I want to tell her more, but I can see that her mind is visiting other places. I think maybe I'll like living here in America, I said to Ganwar. Yeah, that's what I thought too. But you'll never really feel like an American, Ganwar says. You'll see. Why? I ask. Ganwar shrugs. Because they won't let you. He tosses the basket on the sofa. I'm out of here, he says, switching to English. Be home by... My aunt begins. But Ganwar is already gone. So before we continue, I want you to think about that for a minute. So again, we thought earlier about the differences between Keck and Ganwar, and you're seeing it again. And I know most of you probably don't have books, but if you look here, it says, oops, I think maybe I'll like living here in America, I say to Ganwar. Yes, that's what I thought too. But you'll never really feel like an American, Ganwar says. You'll see. Why? I ask. Ganwar shrugs, because they won't let you. So that's an interesting question. Like, why would could somebody let you not feel something that you felt? Is that a valid criticism of his? If Kex feels like an American, isn't he an American? Seems to be a big caricature difference between the two boys. Okay, and I think we have time for one more chapter. This one is called Time. My aunt sighs and leans against the counter. He's just not happy here, she says. I know it's been hard for him. But he doesn't try. She rubs her eyes. I have to go to work, Keck. I've got an early shift. Eat what you like and go to bed by 8. I learned a clock's at the camp, I said. It's called time telling. But why not use the sun and the stars? My aunt points to the tiny clock strapped to her arm. Here in America, this is the sun. You'll get used to it. For now, just get some sleep. I watch her put on her heavy coat. She isn't even at work yet, and she's already tired. I go to the door with her. Are you? I stop and then try again. Are you glad that you're here? My aunt seems surprised that I would ask such a question, and she thinks for a moment. The freedom is a great gift, she says, to choose your leaders, to walk the streets unafraid. But it's lonely here. And she hesitates. Hard. To change when you're older, to learn new words and new ways, that is big work. But for you and Gonwar, it will be easier. That's my hope anyway. I watch through a window as she tracks a path through new snow falling. Her footprints catch the flakes, then vanish like pebbles in quicksand. And that's the end of page 91. So when you're done with this, you're going to go to your slide deck and you're going to add a new slide. I'm not sure sort of what I'd like you to think about yet. If you have something you really want to talk about and want to write about, go right ahead and add that. Otherwise, I'll write a prompt in the directions and you can write to that. Hope you enjoyed it. Next time, we'll start on helping, which is page 92.